diverse town. We're smack in the middle of Redlands, San Bernardino, but we also are pretty close to the mountains, which gives us great hiking trails. And yet, Highland is also like a fertile valley. We have great fertile soils that allows us to grow greens, oranges, and pumpkins.
The place of Highland is a wonderful region to live in. It's extremely accessible no matter where you live in Highland, and you can easily get somewhere that you need to get to. In fact, one of the best parts about Highland is its connectivity with all of your neighbors. No matter where you go, you're most likely able to see someone that you know, and it feels very connected. The landscape, as I will go into in a few moments, is very hilly, yet also we do have some flat parts, which makes it a wonderful place to live and still accessible. The absolute location of Highland is 34.1283 degrees north and 117.2087 degrees west.
On the surface, Highland just looks like a boring, ordinary town. Yet when you go underneath the surface, you can see something truly unique. Highland is a place where a lot of things get done. Yet, to all that look upon it, it looks like nothing gets done. Highland is marvelous, and we have to keep that in mind. Highland, back when it was a much smaller town, used to be called Messina. However, its name was changed for obvious reasons. First of all, we live on wonderful hills, but yet we also have the flatland. We're just a very high up place.
I apologize, I misspoke. It is not 5,000 people, it is 50,000.
For example, many people have enjoyed Highland because it's so green all the time. However, there are still places like this that aren't well taken care of enough to remain green. But they give us a wonderful plateau view of places that have been kept green, especially by the rain. Despite being a very small town, Highland likes to celebrate their holidays in a big way. As you can see, every year the Emmanuel Baptist Church decides to put up a large Christmas tree.
My favorite part about Highland is probably my church, Emmanuel Baptist, and I like that everywhere I go I usually run into somebody that I know, so it's kind of like a small town feeling, so yeah.
Highland is a place with quite a bit of culture if you honestly think about it. Although we are mostly a town that's just a big mash of cultural diffusion from both San Bernardino and Redlands, because if we honestly think about it, most of the people that went to the school here in Highland either lived in Redlands or San Bernardino. Very few of us actually lived here in Highland. And as for people who want to move here with distance decay and time distance decay, it's not really a big enough problem because you only really know about Highland if you live close nearby it. So there's no distance decay, and there's definitely no time distance decay. Highland is, however, a place with a lot of popular culture. We do take into effect all the, popular stuff, and we try and match up to the world with it. I mean, here in this Albertsons that we're walking through, every time that the Rams win a game, you get free stuff. So that's always unique. Also, we do have a bit of our own local culture, always doing things kind of our own way, staying local, staying a fresh, fun new town for all people to enjoy. So what I meant by talking about our local culture is, like I showed you before, the Christmas tree at Emmanuel Baptist is an example of our local culture. That's just something that we do. We also have a Christmas parade at Emmanuel Baptist about every December 20th or so, which is nice. Also, you can kind of tell that Highland is a very close-knit town, and we're very connected all the time. Right after filming this, we met a friend at Wendy's as we were passing by. We're just always so connected, and it's a very small town, so you can really just kind of pop in somewhere and then, oh my goodness, there's someone that I know. It's crazy. But that's just kind of how small towns are. So, that's pretty special. Although I do have to admit that I did do a lot of filming in my activity spaces only, so I can't really show you all that much of Highland, but I can show you my activity spaces and everything I know about them. So something that's really unique about Highland, in my opinion, is some of the landscape that we're standing in, Village Lakes. I think its history is quite unique. So it's obviously called Village Lakes because there are lakes. Behind us there are 2 more lakes actually, so you really only get to see the one lake in this. I apologize. I should have gone for the lakes. However, Village Lakes was actually a settlement. Back in the early 1800s, it was founded by white settlers, and it was called Cramsville. And actually, near Baseline, sort of near the St. Adelaide's Church, which I didn't get a chance to show you, I apologize, that's where the name Messina came from for Highland. So Highland was actually 2 different settlements that eventually formed into one settlement, which I think is pretty cool. And that's something unique about our location, so yeah, I think that's something that's pretty unique. Highland actually has a couple of different activities and sort of fun things that we do as a local culture, and one of the things that we do is Emmanuel Baptist has a fireworks show every 4th of July because they like to be big, so you can just kind of stand almost anywhere in Highland and see this awesome show. It's really cool. It's so much fun to watch. Not to mention there is also a parade on Memorial Day every year, so that's really unique. It's put on by the city of Highland, and it's a very fun, extravagant parade. And I guess this kind of shows that we don't really need to be a super big town to be fun. We aren't like tiny and boring. We at least have stuff to do. We're pretty cool, actually. So I wouldn't trade living in Highland for the world, but I would like to get out of Highland a little more often sometimes, just probably because I'm so used to living here in Highland. So, I don't know, maybe I should appreciate more that I have. I guess. Although there is something unique about this landscape. Here in the lakes there are actually ducks and turtles, but sadly all the turtles were camera shy, so I guess they're hiding in their shells somewhere. Poor them. Thank you all so much for watching my short documentary on East Highlands. And yes, I know it says dictator. It's supposed to. I wasn't the director. I was the dictator. Thank you all for watching, and I'd like to give props to my good friend and cameraman, Weston Schumacher, who helped make this 1-man group into a 1.5-man group. I don't know. Is this allowed? I'm sure it's allowed. Whatever. It's all good. Anyways, thank you all so much for watching our short little documentary on the tiny and short little town of Highland. Well, I guess no one liked it all that much, so I guess I'll just burn this after everyone is finished watching it. No one will mind, right? I mean, come on, who's gonna mind? Who is gonna mind?